morning, happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Not going to keep you all long this morning. At times, I come on this platform to try to educate people when it comes to opening business and structures and things of that nature. And, I'm always about trying to give people proof, certain things, and, allow people to read for themselves. And my sole purpose is to try to help educate people in a way where they can actually, put themselves in a better financial position. This isn't some conspiracy theory or anything like that. This is just simply, a lot of times when people start businesses, the first thing that they do is go get an LLC, and they don't understand how the dots connect. They don't understand why is it that they're always having to use their social security number, and it's just a number of different things that people are just uneducated on. So I simply just come on this platform to try to help educate people and hopefully the information that they need to become successful. So, my intent this morning was to show people proof that you can get a business loan without ever having to use your social security number. And I'm going to still do that, right? And I just want people to understand that when you structure your business the right way, and an LLC isn't it, it allows you to, it just puts you in a different position, so that way you don't ever have to rely on your history of what you did right, what you did wrong, and things of that nature. So for me personally, I've gotten away from the limited liability companies, especially at a high level, just because I know that in order for you to, so when I first started my business at Peabody, when I first started my business in 2017, I was an LLC. And just like everybody else do, as soon as they open a business, they're going to get an LLC, but they don't understand what an LLC is. And what they think an LLC is a separate entity, and unfortunately, that's not an accurate statement. And what makes it even worse is when you get an LLC by yourself, when it's only you, when no one else is there, you're operating underneath rules that you think apply to you, and they don't. And I had to learn the hard way. And as a result of learning the hard way, I've since switched my businesses to corporations, which allows those businesses to be separate entities. And it has just opened the door to so much, right? And there's a million different ways I can take this conversation. But I'm going to start it off with, and I'm just C-Corp. Yeah, that's exactly what I have. And thank you, Mr. Peabody. Because a C-Corp is the only way, because a C-Corp, well, first of all, the LLC files an articles of organization, and a C-Corp files an articles of incorporation. LLCs can never be incorporated. And what it means to be incorporated is a business is incorporated when it has been granted a charter legally, and this is from the IRS's website. A business is incorporated when it's been granted a charter legally recognizing it as a separate entity, having its own privileges, rights, and liabilities distinct from other businesses and persons. And the reason why that is because a C-Corp is seen as a person. If you go, and I'm going to tell you where to go. I'm going to just pull it up for you. I'm actually going to pull it up for you. 1 second. Where do I want to go? If you go to the IRS's website and you look up classification of a taxpayer, basically how the IRS views the United States person. The term United States person means a citizen or resident of the United States, a domestic partnership, or a domestic corporation. A corporation is seen as a person. And as a result of a corporation being, seen as a person, I'm going to just show you all what happens when you understand how business works. And I'm going to show you that by logging on to, personally, I'm going to let you see it live and in color. I use a credit card processing company called Stripe. And what happens is whenever you do business the right way and you set it up the right way, I'm going to log on to my dashboard. Here's what happens, and I want you to read it for yourself. So I'm logged into my dashboard, and I'm going to make my screen bigger so that way you can see it. Mac Enterprise Incorporated, and I want you to read something. Oh, get out of there. It says Mac Enterprise Incorporated can get up to $94,000 upon approval. Make it bigger, much bigger than this. Okay. All right, right there. So it says Mac Enterprise Incorporated, and it says Mac Enterprise Incorporated can get up to $94,000 upon approval. But I want you to just kind of pay attention to something. So it says you're pre-qualified connected to my bank account. Now, so this is 20% of the, if I want to go with the $94,000, it'll be 20% of the transaction. But if let's say I decrease it to $26,000, it'll go to 5%. But I want to pull up the FAQs because I want you to read it for yourself. So whenever I go to view FAQs, I'm gonna make this screen bigger as well. And it basically tells you right here. When applying for a loan through Stripe Capital affect my credit score. Applying for a loan does not require personal credit and it won't affect your personal credit score. And when I tell you that, I don't know what else to do to kind of just show people that whenever you put yourself in a driver's seat of a corporation, you just open doors that would never have been opened before. And it's credit card processing. So when someone makes a payment with me, Stripe is just a credit card processing company. And basically, that's because people don't understand what this is. And that's accounts receivables. So whenever you set your business up properly and you actually have people pay you, and this is all, you can do this yourself, right? You can really put yourself in position without the need to have anybody help you. So accounts receivables are the balance money due to a firm for goods and services delivered but not yet paid for by customers. So in other words, if you had rented an apartment complex and your rent was $1,000, on the balance sheet for that apartment complex, if we're in January, right? On the balance sheet for the apartment complex, their accounts receivables line would show $12,000. So a bank, a financial institution, credit card processing companies, they will give you a loan for half of that because that's money that they know that you're automatically going to get in. And they will give you a loan for half of that within that particular time frame, right? Using it as an example. So in this particular case, when you have your business set up properly, and you're actually using financial transactions, and you can do this yourself, right? You don't necessarily need 15,000 customers if you understand the way that how to set up companies in the right way. Because whenever there's business-to-business transactions or just transactions that go into your business, you can put yourself in position to where you can give yourself, yes, it will. Because, and you have to understand, and I'm gonna just give you this analogy, right? And you got to go back to how it all started. And how can I say this? Let me use this as an example. Let's just say that I went to Continue, right? Just use that as an example. I want to show you something. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to show you in just a second. EIN number right here. Employee identification number. So when I set up the employee identification, when I set up my Stripe account, I had to give them my EIN number, right? And this is where it all makes sense. And I want people, if y'all don't want to believe it, that's fine. But I want you to just use common sense for just a second. So because the term United States person means a citizen or resident, domestic partnership or domestic corporation, whenever you set up your Stripe account, you have to provide them paperwork. And once you provide them paperwork, what you'll tend to see is this. Whenever you provide them paperwork that has an LLC, right? If you provided them with LLC paperwork, your LLC EIN number would have the company's name, LLC, and my name, and your name, right? This was the first EIN number I got in 2017 when I opened my first business, right? But when I converted my business to a corporation, now they have an EIN number that doesn't have my name attached to it. Whenever you go into a situation and completely removing you out of the situation, they can't verify anything because the business is its own person. Too many times people want to keep themselves in the way. No, get yourself out the way. Remove you out the equation. So that way now when I went to Stripe and I opened up my account underneath the corporation, whenever they go into offering me money, they have to offer the business money without using me as a guarantor because I'm not even associated with that. That business is its own person. And most people fumble the bag right there because they automatically go into something not understanding how that's connected. And everything that Stripe verifies is based on that individual, that company, not me. This is how If you, and again, here's where the common sense come in, right? If the LLC, most people don't even know when it started, right? If the LLC was just the thing to do, Berkshire Hathaway, which is a holding company, would have been an LLC. Walmart would have been an LLC, etc., etc. So then I also hear people say, well, Google is an LLC. No, Google, yes, Google is an LLC, but Google isn't owned by Google. Google is owned by Alphabet Incorporated, which is a corporation. And Alphabet Inc. has an agreement with Google LLC. That's where people miss it. So when I go into a particular situation, and I'm gonna give you another example. Watch. 1 second. I'll give you another example. That proves my point. 1 second. So no. I'm just gonna pull up something and I'm just gonna cover some confidential information. How do you switch? Depends on what state you're in. All right, let's see. Where's it at? There we go, right there. Indiana. I would have to just double check it. But yes, it can happen. So I help people, LLC to corp conversions all the time. I'm gonna pull up 2 things and I want y'all to see it. That's 1, and then there's 2. All right, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. All right, now if y'all stick with me, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna prove it to you. And again, what I try to do, honestly, I just show people facts and then let them make the decisions for themselves. All right, so in 2022, there we go, follow the paper trail, which further validates my point. In 2022, I opened a property management company, which is a real estate investment trust. All right, Magnolia Springs Property Group Incorporated. I opened this company in 2022. In less than a year, in less than 1 year, I'm going to say it again, in less than 1 year, a bank gave me nearly $2 million. And I never had to give my social security number. And I'm going to show you here, right here. So in October of 22 is when the business opened. In June of 2023, where it says change in terms, June 2023, they had already approved me for $1.4 million. I went back to them in September of 2023, as you can see at the very top, because I needed an additional $500,000. They increased it to $1.9 million. Because a corporation is seen as people, right? All existing personal and corporate guarantors will remain in place. See below. Mac Enterprise Consulting, which is my consulting firm. Mac Enterprise Tax Services, which is my tax office. My name, my social security number was nowhere on the deal. In less than a year, I have shown how you can, if you set your business up the right way, a bank will deal with you according to how you present yourself. I presented that business as it was its own individual. Didn't have no tax returns and still got $2 million, period. That's point number 1. Point number 2. Everybody keeps telling people that you gotta have perfect credit to get an American Express card. Not a problem. Especially if you're getting a business card, everybody tells you have to have great credit. And what I try to tell people is, what does your personal credit have to do with your business? So what happens is people will get on social media and they will show that they have all of these American Express business credit cards. But here's what they're not telling you. Here's what they're not showing you. Whenever you go to the rates and fees, etc., and it's going to pull up the terms and conditions, it says it right here. By submitting this application, you as an individual and the authorizing officer are jointly and severely liable with the company for all charges. How is it that you have a business credit card but you're still responsible? That's not what you're trying to do. What you need is a corporate card. And when you understand that, you get this application. Here's a American Express corporate card checklist, right? And I want to bring, it says American Express corporate card. Authorizing officer. Personal information, first name, last name. Do you see a social security number on it? Stop letting people fool you, thinking that the LLC is the way to go. That's because they don't know no better. And that's just real. And my job isn't to sit here, debate with people, argue with people. Nah, for what? There's so many people that are coming on these platforms and teaching people how to get these LLCs, and nobody's even educating them from a factual perspective. I can go on and show you 15,000 ways where that all roads leads back to you. Because why? The paper trail started when you put your name on there. You cannot be separated from anything that has your name attached to it. But when you separate your name, now you put yourself in the driver's seat of creating a legacy. Everything else, you're just having a part-time job as an LLC owner. That's just, it is what it is. Oh, cool deal, Mr. Peabody. And even it's just that there's layers and layers of information when it comes to that. But it's just a matter of just knowing, what you do. But again, it all depends on what you are trying to do with your business. It all depends on what you are trying to do with your business. I'm just showing people that there are other ways. And I would definitely, like, for Uber Eats, DoorDash, and all that kind of stuff, absolutely you want to have it, because you want to remove all liability from you. And people confuse. They don't even understand what the meaning of limited liability means. They don't even understand it. And then, unfortunately, and I just have to say this, and thank you for commenting, Ms. Peabody. I appreciate it. And unfortunately, the world that we live in, people automatically judge what they see, before they decide on whether or not they're going to listen. So that's why I'm mindful that people will automatically come in with a defense mechanism because of, what I like. It just is what it is. Where do we live in? So that's why I'm always bringing people back to the source, right? Let you read it for yourself. Don't believe me. Don't believe me at all. Read it for yourself. I'm gonna put it up on the screen and you make a decision. But I spend a lot of time trying to educate people, and I can understand that, understanding what corporations are, it requires a different level of thinking. Nowhere in life are they going to teach you this in school. They're not going to teach you this in school. The world isn't set up that way. The world is set up for everybody to be an employee, and that just is what it is. That's just what it is. So whenever you hear people talking about, I can show you how to go get a no-doc loan and all of that good stuff, understand the context of where they're coming from. Please understand the context. Now, with my credit card processing company, they already have all my documentation. So instead of them taking my word for it, what they're doing is they're saying basically, hey, Dewayne, we see what you're doing, and based on what we see, we can go ahead and get you approved for some money, period. If I want to take the $94,000 and have them take 20% of all my transactions, do I have any video? No doc loan? Do I have any? I do. I actually do have a video on it, but not in that context, Mr. Peabody, to be honest with you. And I'm going to take an opportunity, and again, if y'all just stick with me, just kind of stick with me for a second. Don't get distracted. I'm using it for a point. Official, I'm coming. I'm going to answer Mr. Peabody's question. So I put together a class, right? And don't get distracted by the word class, please. But because everybody and their mama is selling something, I get it. But I put together this 6-course class that actually teaches a number of different things. The class 5 teaches you how to get business funding. In that particular class, I actually talk about every requirement needed to get a loan. There is no such thing as a no-doc loan. The tagline is, let me show you how to get a loan with no documents. That's how you bait people in. And again, look at who you're baiting in. That people who are always looking for the shortcut, right? But the truth of the matter is, there's no bank, no financial institution. Hell, you wouldn't give nobody no money unless they prove to you that they can actually pay it back, right? So the fact that people think that there's a financial institution that's going to give you $50,000 and you don't have to provide them anything is a bald-faced lie. It's a lie. But that's the marketing side of it. So I teach how to go get funding and never be told no again. I speak about all of the qualifications for a loan, how that's presented to financial institutions. I talk about all of that in that class, right? So do I have a video titled, let me show you how to get a no-doc loan? Absolutely not. I just have a video that teaches you how to get business funding. And interestingly enough, that there's a part of me that wants to go back and update the video to include this strike portion of it, because I think people need to see it with their own eyes. I just think people need to see it. So I'm probably going to, over the next couple of weeks, just take the video that I have, incorporate the Stripe portion of it to show people how you can actually, so again, some would say, well, you don't have to provide documents to Stripe. Well, I had to provide a number of documents to Stripe in order to get this account set up. So the things that they're looking for is my ability to repay. How do they understand how I'm going to repay the loan? Because based on my history with them, right, over 6 months or whatever, or however long that they looked at how much money I have coming in, that's where they made a decision to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and offer you an opportunity to go get up to $94,000 if you want it. Nothing more, nothing less. So some would say, do you take the whole $94,000? Do you take this? Do you take that? It all depends on the person and the situation that they're in. But just know that the terms change. If I wanted to go get $8,000, then what they're basically saying is, if I go get $8,000 from them, my repayment is 1.8%. Now, again, they're not checking my credit at all, because it's not based on me. And when you look at it from a business funding perspective, where else can you go get a loan at 1.8%, right? And it's on a 60-day minimum, which means that this is the minimum amount of money I should reach. So what they're saying is, out of all of my transactions that come up within a 60-day period, I have to come up with at least let's say $1,100, right? And here's the thing. That means that they're going to make the payment. It's almost like I got 60 days to make my first payment. So every transaction that I have in that 60 days, they're going to take percentages of that, right? Once they take percentages of all of those payments, as long as it adds up to the $1,100, I don't have to give them any money out of my bank account. But let's just say that I've only been able to come up with, $1,000 in a 60-day period. Well, what they're going to do is, on the 61st day, is take that additional $100 out of my bank account, and that would satisfy my payment for them. But it doesn't require me to go make a payment to them in 60 days. It's just basically saying, you continue to do business the way that you've been doing it, and as people pay you, we're going to take 1.8% of all the fees that you have paid to you and the payments that people make to you, and go from there, right? So when you look at it, there's a lot of different ways you can look at this loan. This is probably one of the best loans that you can actually get without having to do much. And again, I can control what I want. I can control my interest rate just based on how much money, that is. But it can all, and I hate to say this, and people won't get it, you gotta start somewhere. And the paper trail started when I opened this as an incorporation. It started there. And then I had to show how, things are done. Let me give you another analogy. I didn't have to build business credit to get this official. I didn't have to build credit to get this. I had to actually open a payment processing company. Now, let me tie it together. So when I teach people how to build a legacy, I give this analogy, right? And I hope the dots connect. There's a $1,000 strategy that I tell people all the time. Because accounts receivables, money that's owed to you by a company that you haven't received yet, right? So if you take $1,000 cash, you open up an operating company. That's like, let's call it your ABC Lemonade company, right? That you're selling lemonade on the weekend. You go ahead and deposit $1,000 cash into that lemonade stand. And a week later, after that lemonade stand has the $1,000, the lemonade stand is going to get an invoice from the corporate office, the ABC Lemonade corporate office, for $1,000. ABC Lemonade corporate office is going to say, hey, because you're using the word ABC Lemonade, I'm going to go ahead and charge you $1,000 to use that name. Not a problem. So now that $1,000 that you deposited into the operating company is now into your parent company, your corporate office. Well, then another week later, your corporate office gets an invoice from your landlord, which is your real estate investment trust. Say, hey, because you use that address, I want to charge you $1,000. Cool. Not a problem. So now the parent company, which is your corporate office, pays your landlord, which is your real estate investment trust. Then your real estate investment trust has $1,000. A week later, now the holding company sends an invoice to the landlord to say, hey, because I'm holding your assets, I'm going to charge you $1,000. Cool, not a problem. Now your holding company has $1,000. And then your holding company receives an invoice from the operating company from ABC Lemonade and say, hey, because, I'm funding you an asset fee, whatever you want to make up. You've just taken $1,000 and rotated it between 4 companies. That's 4 businesses as business-to-business transactions. Well, if you did that 4 times a month, each company would show on their accounts receivables line that they had $48,000 in revenue each year. a bank will automatically give you a line of credit based on that, right? So you can control your destiny by just having stuff set up on paper. And when you do that, you do it enough, right? Then you're gonna have, because you're using your credit card processing company, right? And let me go back to the beginning. Let me show you how all this started. Go to home. I'm showing you how all this started. It says, based on your payment value, Mac Enterprise Incorporated is eligible for a $94,000 loan. So when I click the customized offer, it says you're pre-approved. Now, you're pre-approved is because, again, remember that $1,000 scenario? Well, if you keep having the companies invoice each other and you do it enough, you're basically telling this credit card processing company you got a lot of volume going on. Nothing more, nothing less, right? And it's connected to your bank account. So then, when you go view the facts, the FAQs, will applying for this loan affect my credit? Applying for this loan does not require a personal credit check and won't affect your personal credit score. Do you see the point that I'm making? You do yourself a disservice by having everything connected to you. So if you just set pieces of the puzzle in play, then you do your part. Just let the money you can take $1,000 and I'm telling y'all, you can take 1,000, 500, 5,000, 10,000, whatever you want. And you just let these businesses invoice each other back and forth. You put yourself in a position where, well, now, let me go ahead and say this. That's one Stripe account. Here's where your mind gets blown. Each company has its own Stripe account. Do the math. Okay. Y'all gonna listen one day. I know. Each company would have its own Stripe account, its own bank account, and you just flip-flopping money back and forth all day. Sometimes twice a week, 3 times a week, who cares? Because what Stripe is seeing, Stripe don't know that you own a property management company. Stripe don't know that you own a pen. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stripe is just processing payments. And based on your payment processing, they're going to say, hey, yeah, do you see how you just created your own? You created your own loan amount. So if I take the same analogy, that's literally $360,000 of a loan you can go get in that one time they ask you for your credit score. When I tell people don't chase the bag, chase leverage, what I mean by that is chasing the leverage is, let me leverage every company that I can possibly leverage. So when you set up 4, go set up another 4. Go set up another 4. And you just keep running that play. But I hate to use the word play because people think it's a game or a scam, but yeah, I don't know how else to prove my point. So why I wouldn't get an LLC? Because it don't let me do what I need to do over here. So I can literally tomorrow press go. I'm sure I can press go on any number that I want. And in 2 days, have that money in my bank account. Now, one time they asked me for my social security number. It's because I know how the dots connect. So yeah, they got people on here telling you can do this and that. Have them show you. You make a decision. Any questions on this Sunday morning? I just want to show people this, and the only reason, selfishly speaking, and I'm just going to be honest with you, because come Tuesday, that's going to be back at that limit, that $997. Come Tuesday, this class is going to be back at $997. There's a Memorial Day sale. You can get this class for $499. Come before Tuesday. Change your life forever. I can do it for you. And truth be told, I'm gonna be honest. None of these classes teach you how to convert your business. It tells you how you should set up your business. If you wanted us to do it for you, we can do it for you. I have not put a class that teaches how to do a conversion. And the only reason why I've done that, and I'm going to be honest, is because every state doesn't allow for an LLC to corp conversion. Some states require you to do a merger. I haven't done those 2 classes because those are the services that I offer. You can call your Secretary of State and ask them what is the process if you just want to do it yourself and stuff like that. But if you go to services, Mr. Peabody, and I'm glad you asked that question. If you just click services under my website, it would say convert your LLC. Just click that and we can do it for you. The process takes anywhere from about 3 weeks. So it just depends on which way you want to go. Is there a payment plan available? No, it's not, unfortunately. I stopped doing payment plans because just as a whole, it just wasn't beneficial for the company because people weren't. But if you have $409, because again, it's $997 is what I have it regularly, going on special for. But if you enroll and use the discount code Memorial Day, you'll get it for $499. And again, so just in the spirit of transparency, I pulled this up because I wanted people to see it for themselves. There are so many people that are trying to teach you how to do this and try to do that, and it comes off as a scam. And I'm just letting people see that, I'm not telling you anything that I've heard. I'm telling you exactly what it is. And here's the crazy part. This actually builds your business credit. So you put yourself in position to get money and build business credit all at the same time. Because it reports right here. Stripe reports loan performance for U.S. businesses to the Small Business Financial Exchange, right? They use this information to build the credit profile. So here's what that does. Now here's where the dots connect. I'm helping you connect the dots. You know where that is going to go? Whenever you can show that your business is actually lendable at a certain amount of money, here's what's going to happen. Whenever you try to go get a car in your business name and not have to use your social, they're going to all look at that. And so you're just putting yourself you're literally just setting yourself up. It's almost like you're teeing yourself up to go get whatever you want. Because now, here's the thing. If you want to go get an $80,000 car, a $50,000 car in your business name, but your business has no record, your Granger, your Quill, your Uline accounts, that's all to get you a payback score. That doesn't show that you can afford an $80,000 note. But whenever you put yourself right here, you create your own financial portfolio by just setting your business up. By setting your business up, right? You are in control of what's happening. So if you want to go buy an Escalade for $100,000, use as an example, now the bank can see, because it's been reported that you can deal with $100,000. If you want to go buy a Honda Accord for 30, 40, whatever it is that you want to go buy, that you don't have to use your social security number, that's what it is. Because you know how people say, well, you can go get a Mercedes. Okay, cool, we can help you, Mr. Peabody. If you want to go get a Mercedes, people say you can just walk into Mercedes. Man, stop that. They're going to ask you for a personal guarantor. Stop. In order for you to be able to get a commercial vehicle without having to use your social, you have to be able to afford that. You can show that you can afford to deal with that type of money, right? Don't fall for the taglines, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, this is the recipe, and I'm gonna beat this thing with I'm gonna keep driving that point home. This only works when you get yourself up out of that LLC. All right. So look, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause. I want to answer a lot of questions, but before we do, I need everybody's help for 60 seconds. Tap the screen. Let's try to get to 5,000 likes real quick. If you don't mind, just tap the screen. You just emailed me just now. If you did, let me see. I'm gonna have to take some time to go through that, but I can take a look at it. But if anyone needs help, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, and I want you to just take it for face value, right? If you really, here's my best advice, and I'm saying that because I really spent a lot of time doing this for this reason. Take the class, and I mean that, y'all. Like, I mean that, because this is gonna give you the foundation that you need to never be told no again. I'm being honest. Take the class, y'all, and I mean that. Take the class. It'll change your life. I'm being honest with you. Hell, I've been on here 46 minutes and finally taught something to somebody that they never knew, right? So anyway, let's take a pause for a second. Let's get to 5,000 likes. Then we're going to give y'all some music on this old Sunday morning. Now, I'm just going to just be neutral. Stay on tap the screen. Let's get to 5,000. We're almost there, y'all. Thank you, Mr. Peabody. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. You're right there. There you go. Thank you. All right, let me turn this music off. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. So now I'll go ahead and answer any questions. And for anyone who's new, if you're just joining or you have any just get done, I can kind of take you through the process. But I'm going to say that, above the screen where it says, take the Masterclass, right? I don't want y'all to think of it, because everybody named Mama got a Masterclass. I get it. But this is 6 videos. Each video is about an hour and a half long that teaches you so many things, like how to connect these dots, how to get business credit, how to get business funding, how to build a legacy. It teaches you, how the structures, what an LLC is and isn't, how to write a business plan and the whole journey. Like it's so much information in there that, honestly, it's just going to equip you to never be told no again. And that's the overall goal, right? To never be told no again. And I want people to get this information, digest this information, because that is where, the wealth is going to come from. I'm being honest with you. So ask me any question as it relates to this topic, and I'll be able to help you answer it. But if nothing else, you've seen how there is a way for you to get a loan without having to use your personal credit. That's what I wanted you to see right there. But there's a way that you can get nearly $90,000, $50,000, $30,000, whatever it is that you want. Where can you do that at? I want to know right now, where can you go do that at? Don't fall for the shortcut trick, right? Now, and I'm just being honest, at a very high level, they're going to monitor at least 6 months of your transactions. So that's telling you right there, give yourself time, give yourself 6 months, put yourself in the driver's seat, change your life forever. Now, when somebody want to know, if you need more money, you plan ahead. That's where the business plan come in. You plan ahead. Go open 4 more companies. Just keep opening 4 companies. You'll never have to. Okay, you can leverage your way to $1 million real fast. It's amazing how that works, ain't it? So you can use this. You can use this, and it's almost like, do you also go over trust? I sure do. Simone, I read. There's nothing that I don't do. So I have a monthly membership where I actually we teach classes twice a month. And actually the last class, one of those classes, we talked about trusts as a part of my monthly membership. If you go to my website, so my main page, I'll show it to you. So basically, the Masterclass gives you 6 courses that kind of gives you the foundation. The monthly membership is ongoing training twice a month. Twice a month. So this is my home page that teaches you all of the steps that you need to take to open your business. But if you go to the bottom, there it is. Twice a month. And as a matter of fact, the team and I have been, so right now we have this Tuesday coming up, we have our members only class. So it's like every other Tuesday. It starts with the first Tuesday of every month, the second Tuesday of every month, then followed by the following 2 weeks. So it's like in a 2-week period. So we even thought about doing it 3 times a month. It's so much. So like I already know school isn't going to teach you this, right? So it's like the Masterclass gives you the foundation. It pretty much gives you all the knowledge. This membership teaches you automation, how to automate your business. It teaches you how to what is SEO and understanding how SEO fits and to your website. Also, we talked about trust. We talked about infinite banking. We talked about tax strategies. Like all of those things is what we're teaching. So it's almost like I'm charging people tuition at $99 a month to go to the business school, to go to the business university. And so, and for those that don't know, I've dropped out of my PhD program. So I have a master's in business and I was going to get my doctorate. I was a year into my doctoral program and I dropped out because it wasn't teaching me none of what I'm teaching people today. And I know that firsthand. And my degree, I'm already at $70,000. So I had $70,000 worth of schooling. They didn't teach that. So for $499 plus $99 a month, it's less than $2,000. You become a business guru for real. And that's real. And I've made a commitment to myself to take at least 20 people that are part of my membership and to help them see $1 million in revenue. So far, honestly, we only have 2 on track. It requires everybody to do their part. I can give you the information. I can lead. How they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. It's kind of that. So, any questions? Do y'all want me to go over it? Do y'all need to see it again? Anything, ask me. It's all good. If y'all need to see it again, tell me. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, tell me. If you want me to, kind of give you, break it down even further, tell me. Please recap. Not a problem. All right. First and foremost, My name is Dewayne Williams. I sit in the CEO chair of Masterclass Consulting, and I teach people how they can go get a business loan without using their personal credit. And I do that by showing people that if your business is set up right, what you can do is, I have a credit card processing company, and the credit card processing company that I use is called Stripe, and it processes all my credit card payments. As a result of me using Stripe, Stripe made me an offer. If I go to Capital, Stripe says you will pre-qualify for a loan based on transactions that we have seen. Well, I can actually get up to $94,000, and basically they would just take percentages of my payments that come in, right? So it all depends on how much money I want. If I want $9,000, $23,000, whatever the case is, the percentage rate changes based on that. But whenever you go to the FAQs, because I have this set up under my corporate account, will applying for a loan through Stripe Capital affect my credit rating? Applying for a loan does not require a personal credit check and won't affect your personal credit score. And what I show people is, this is the way that you can go get a loan from your business, where I'm using your business without having to use your social security number. Why? Because when I first set up this Stripe account, as you can see at the very top, it says Masterclass Incorporated. When I first set up this Stripe account, I had to provide them with the documentations of my business. And when most people go open a business, the first thing that they do is get an LLC. The business's name and their name are attached to that business. But because I understand the true nature of separation, when I converted my company to a corporation, it doesn't have my name on it. And because it doesn't have my name on it, Stripe doesn't require me to personally guarantee it. They're going to give the business a loan based on the business itself. That's part number one. Part number two is, in addition to that, because I understand how businesses work and things of that nature, I opened a real estate investment company in October of 2022. In less than a year, in June of 2023, less than a year, the bank gave me $1.4 million. In September of 2023, again, less than a year, I needed an additional $500,000. The bank gave me an additional $500,000, which brought my loan to $1.9 million. And when it asked who are the personal and corporate guarantors, it only had the names of my companies, not me. And the reason why it had just the names of my companies and not me is because, according to the United States, to the IRS, the term United States person means a citizen or resident, a partnership, or a corporation. Because of that fact alone, because the business is incorporated, and when a business is incorporated, a business is incorporated when it has been granted a charter legally recognizing it as a separate entity, having its own privileges, rights, and liabilities distinct from other businesses and people. And just so you know, this comes from, if you can see it at the top, let's see, can I do this? I'm on the irs.gov website. You can see this right at the top. And because the business is a separate entity having its own legal rights, privileges, and liabilities, that allows me to go get anything that I want for the business without having to use my social security number. And whenever you can put your business in position that way, you can now do what I call, which is chasing leverage, meaning that you go open all of these companies as corporations, and you let those corporations act as people. You don't ever need a co-signer, if you will, ever again. You don't have to forget your personal credit. And your personal credit can be a 400. It doesn't matter. You can still go into a financial, you can, use your credit card processing company to let you go get any type of money without having to use your personal social security number. That is the way that you do that. Now, the only thing that, what I want you to understand is, when they ask, like when you go through this process to get the money and they ask you to verify your personal information, it's because they have to verify the identity of the person who owns it. Otherwise, with the identity theft that we have going on, anybody can take your company, hack your company, go get the money. You don't want that. So they do want to verify that you are who you say you are. That's it. But they will not, under any circumstances, pull your credit. It has nothing to do with your credit. They can't, because the loan is in another person's name. If you go get a loan for you, they can't pull my credit. It's the same thing with this company. They can't pull your credit because that's their company loan. Hopefully that answered everything. So if you want to learn how to get all of this done, my opinion would be to, hey, Jay Monique, how you doing? Can you explain where a DBA happens in the structure? All right. Now I'm going to explain the DBA. DBA is nothing more than a nickname. Right now, your name is Jay Monique. If you want to open a company as Jay Monique, but you don't want the world to call you Jay Monique, you would just say Jay Monique doing business as Jay. Jay, the DBA, isn't a structure. It's a nickname. A DBA is not a structure. It's just basically saying that you are who you are Monday through Friday, and then you're somebody else. A DBA is like your alter ego. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. Official, that's an amazing question. Will Stripe accept other payments other than credit cards? Delivery service might do ACH payments. Unfortunately not. Now. You back up. So there's a way. See, Stripe allows people to pay with their credit card or debit card, right? And that's just the way they are. You can't do ACH payments. However, again, this is where the invoicing comes in, right? That's why I say you want to use an invoice, because an invoice has to be paid. ACH transactions typically, the invoicing within the bank doesn't allow that to happen. Now, let me go ahead and say this. Depending on what bank that you use, the bank receives the money. You have to have a system set up where someone can make a payment, and it has to go through their system, if that makes sense. So, let me use this as an example. All right. So on Stripe, once you have it set up, and Coach Keith, I wish he was going to be here earlier. I should have said, I don't know, I just got on early because I'm going to probably have to say it again for you, Coach Keith, but I want you to see this. So within Stripe, you can create invoices, right? And allow people to make payments based on how they need to make, right? Remember, Stripe is just a credit card processing company. I'm sorry. Stripe is a payment processing company. Did I say credit card? There's financial connections, and there's a number of different ways. So if you get into Stripe, there are a lot of different ways that people can pay you, right? All Stripe is doing is basing the loan off of how much transactions you have coming across their platform. So that's where you want to kind of understand, as long as you meet their parameters, however you get money in and out is irrelevant. But let me say this, and I want to kind of just give you as an example. Every bank account from a checking perspective is going to allow you to have a debit card, right? You can still use the same theory you can still use the same theory by using that business's debit card to get you the transaction made, if that makes any sense. So, Coach Keith, you there? You still here? All right, everybody. So Coach Keith purchased the legacy building, right? He purchased this, and this is why he purchased it. You remember when I gave everybody the $1,000 scenario? Coach Keith, I'm about to show you the benefit of the $1,000 scenario. So the $1,000 scenario is where you take $1,000 and you just rotate it around your company so that way the companies can show that they're making money. So Coach Keith purchased the legacy builder for that purpose. That's one of his main purposes. Now, Coach Keith, what I didn't show you, because it just happened yesterday, what I didn't show you was, remember what I've always stated, that whenever you do this, a bank will give you money based on your accounts receivables line? Well, and I know you're going to probably be like, Dewayne, hurry up, do it fast. Well, here's why I say that. So whenever I'm on Stripe, right, which is the payment processing company, right? So you have the $1,000 going back and forth. Cool. Well, let me make my screen bigger. Here's the benefit of doing it that way. Accounts receivables. If you can see, it says, based on your payment volume, Mac Enterprise Incorporated is eligible for a $94,000 loan. Well, let's go deeper into it. What does that mean? That means it says you are pre-qualified to get the money. Now, based on that, you can control how much money, or if you do it right, you can control how much money you get, because this is based on accounts receivables, right? This is merchant receivables, right? So if I go if I take the $94,000, basically what they're saying is, every time somebody makes a payment, they're going to take 20% of the transaction because my due date is every 60 days. Every 60 days, I have to make enough transactions for them to take $12,000 every 60 days, not 30, 60. And let's just say that on day 60, I've only done enough transactions for them to collect $10,000. Well, they're going to take the other $2,000 out of my account. But what if I don't want $20,000? I mean, 20%. That's too much. I don't want that 20%. Well, if I take this loan down to, let's call it $30,000. Now, instead of them taking 20% of the transactions, 6% of the transactions. That's me getting a business loan at 6%. And I pay every 60 days. A bank don't even do that. What if I wanted only $15,000? Now I got 3%. A bank don't even do that. And then every 60 days, I got to come up with $1,900. Every 60 days. A bank don't even give you that. But here's the crazy part, right? When I go to FAQs, why I keep saying that corporation is so important, when we go to view the FAQs, Coach Keith, because everybody telling that you got to have perfect credit to go get a business loan, two things I want you to pay attention to. Right here, we determine the eligibility based on at least 6 months of processing history. That means, does your business have to be in business for 2 years? Nope. Can your business be in business for 6 months? Yeah. But you're going to have to really show that that business is making a lot of money in that 6 months. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to control that. But will your credit be impacted? Applying for a loan doesn't require a personal credit check and won't affect your personal credit score. And it still builds your business credit, as you can see here. Stripe Capital reports the loan performance of the U.S. businesses to the Small Business Financial Exchange, the SBFE. So what you're doing is you created the legacy. You built it yourself by having money going back and forth, right? And you're building credit at the same time. So now when you want to go make a big purchase for your business, a car, a house, they can see that your business is used to dealing with that type of money. So what happens if you need more money? Easy. Just keep doing it. You can leverage all of these every single time and just run it up yourself. So now, here's a strategy, right? So most people say, well, Dewayne, are you going to take the $94,000? Well, probably not. But say I want to get half of that, 45. Say I'm going to get 45,000. I'm at 9%. Cool. So what is this telling me? This is telling me that if I go get $45,000, like all the payments I'm gonna have 9.6% coming out of every transaction. So that means I'm giving myself a plate. Now, if I take, let me go ahead and do my math real quick. $45,000, 22.5. So if I go take $45,000, I'm gonna leave 22.5 in there, and I'm gonna only play with the other 22.5. Why is that? Because if I take this 5793, let's call it 5,800. 5,800 times 4, that's $23,000, right? So every 60 days, I've just given myself 8 months. I've just paid them back, and I've given myself an 8-month window using their own money. So if I only play with half of their money, leave the other half in there. The other half in there is going to pay them back for 8 months. Now here's what's going to happen. I'm satisfying a number of different things. Number one, I'm establishing my business credit. Perfect payment history for 8 months using their own money. It's number one. It also gives me 8 months to re-up and re-up and re-up, right? I can take this $22,000, invest it in my business, go open more businesses, right? Build them up using that $22,000. Because remember, they're going to monitor 6 months. So I'm going to just keep letting the money recycle. So instead of doing a $1,000 strategy, now I'm going to increase it to $10,000. Now I'm going to increase it to $10,000. And then now, right, I'm showing that I'm doing $40,000 a month versus $4,000 a month. And just keep leveling up using their money. And now I've just created entity after entity after entity, all able to go do what? Just keep playing the money game, man. That was $1 million strategy I just gave y'all. That fast. It's never chasing the bag. It's never chasing the bag. It's chasing leverage, man. Now all your company, let's take it a step further. Let's go deeper. So I go open another company and another company, and I'm all showing they're doing revenue with their own money. What came out of my pocket? What came out of my bank account? Nothing. Nathan, nothing. Nada. Whatever you want to use. Nothing comes out of your bank account. So you keep living your life. You let them companies do what they do, and just keep re-up. And then somebody said, well, what happens when it comes to taxes? I'm glad you said that. The IRS allows a C corporation to return up to $250,000 a year in profits without incurring any tax on those profits. You're knocking the ball out the park with one swing. Okay. You don't need an established business, Frenchie. Frenchie, why would you, hold on, feel me, Frenchie. Feel me for a second. Eligible U.S. businesses with at least 6 months of processing history. 6 months? What you gonna buy anyway, no, man, don't put yourself, no matter if you buy a C-Corp or not, you still need to go into Stripe, and Stripe needs to see you do this for 6 months. You feel me? They never asked me how long I've been in business. That's just setting it up and letting, that's where that accounts receivables come in. Like, you just got to understand how dots connect. That's it. Get a loan, half goes into the account, half goes to do the business. That's it. Exactly. Okay. See, Dun & Bradstreet plays a part. Dun & Bradstreet plays a vital part with business verification, because Stripe is going, see, boy, this is official. That was actually a really, that was a nugget. Okay, the Small Business Financial Exchange, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm probably giving way too much, I ain't gonna lie, because it's gonna be heavy when I lay it on you. The Small Business Financial Exchange, I want you to just stop for a second. Remove the word small business. This is gonna be priceless what I'm about to tell y'all. Financial exchange. Yes, Michael. Financial exchange. Whenever entities can see that you have a history of exchanging finances between businesses, what that does is it lets other businesses know that you have a history with working with other businesses. So if you came to me for $500,000, but your history with financial exchange only says $2,000, it doesn't matter how great your story is. Your history says otherwise. But if your history shows that you are used to dealing with the exchange of finances of $500,000, then now I take a look at you. So what am I saying? Dun & Bradstreet, in order for you to get the payback score, you need your quills and your U-lines and your gas cards. That's cool. But that doesn't give you a history of real financial exchange. But it does validate certain things. Let me show it to you. See, Dun & Bradstreet gives you what's called a financial model. Well, where did they get that from? Based on your information that you submit. Tax returns, balance sheets, whatever the case is. Now hold on. Catch this, y'all. Catch this. This is how he continue right here. You know the first thing he's going to ask me? Watch. What's the first thing he's going to ask me? What's your annual revenue? It ain't going to ask me for a tax return. It ain't going to ask me anything. It's going to ask me for my annual revenue. Why is it going to ask me that? Because guess what? It needs to be able to understand the exchange of finances. What number are they basing it off of? So if I go in there and I say annual revenue last year was $1.4 million, right? Use as an example. I could do a lot of things. Now, why did I stick with 1.4? Because now you got to understand the other side of the equation. In the state of Texas, there's a thing called franchise tax. If I go and put anything over 1.4, regardless if I did it or not, then I subject myself to franchise tax. Because why? The bank is going to file or UCC. I mean, Stripe is going to file a UCC1, which is cool. But what is a UCC1? Hold on. Creditors file UCC1 statements with the Secretary of State, where business debtor is incorporated at the time a loan first originates. Now, why would I think about this for a second? The Secretary of State deals with the Department of Revenue. If I go on record to put in their database that I'm doing over $1.4 million, how can I then tell them I didn't have any money? Do you see the point? So do I want people to know I can handle money? Yeah. But do I also want to do it at the expense of me having to pay more tax? No. Is the dots connected? Hopefully the dots are connected. Now, let me show y'all something. Because y'all know everybody and their mama love Dr. Google, right? How many of you all went to look up something and y'all seen this company coming up? You ever seen an attorney answer? Thank you, Mike. You feel me, right? You ever seen this company? Anytime you go look up something, they always say, well, what this company is known for. If you haven't seen them, anytime that you Google stuff about business structure, this company comes up. Walters Kluwer. It's a very well-known company, right? They just give information. Good deal, Michael. Good deal. They are also Stripe's Capital's third-party representative. I know that don't mean nothing to nobody. That it only means something to me because I'm an information geek, right? I love to know who's in bed with who lay next to who. When it comes to business, I love just knowing. So now that makes me understand that, you know what I'm saying, based on the relationship that these two companies have, is a lot of how this actually is going to work. So if you ever want free legal advice, in a sense, and you just don't want to go hire an attorney, I'm not saying you don't go hire one. I'm just saying sometimes when you understand who's laying with who connected with who do what with who, sometimes you can actually get information from a lawyer without having to talk to one. I'm just saying, don't worry about it. So again, because I know that UCC liens are filed with the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State talks to the Department of Revenue. You feel me? That's why if I go ahead with this loan, use as an example, I would never go over the 1.4. Why? Because I don't want to actually pay franchise tax. Why would I do that? So no. Good looking. I was today years old when I learned it. That's what's up. You know, a lot of times people just hear me talk about LLCs all the time, but this was a perfect way for me to explain how the dots connect. Like, it's almost like the puzzle. So when people come to me and ask me a question about business, you have to understand the question that you're asking, I'm thinking about 15 other questions based on that one question. Because I understand, like, who talked to who, why would this be important, why. So when somebody schedules a conversation with me, you have to understand that whenever you ask me a question, I'm not answering your question based on what you want to hear. I'm answering your question based on what I know is going to connect. You know what I mean? Like, that it just is what it is. I have to think that way, which further validates the point. Okay, petty moment. Is that the same across states or all different? No, every UCC lien that's filed, it has to be filed with. Okay, Frenchies, glad you asked the question. The reason why the UCC is filed with the Secretary of State is because the Secretary of State is a public database. So when the public needs information about whether or not you have bad debt, you have to go in to a public database. That's why I am overly stressing this point right here. I overly stressed this point. Oh, my bad. Whenever you go register your business, when you put your information in the public database, you have to understand you're creating a paper trail. If you ever want to find out for somebody, just go follow that's what investigators do, right? You know, like FBI, IRS, and all. Like, they don't have to talk to nobody. They don't have to talk to anybody. They can just follow the paper trail. Hence why and people say, man, I don't want to convert to a corporation because I'm gonna lose the history. It ceases to be history. If it's like, think about that for a second. History. They have to go back to where it all started. You don't lose the company, like, you don't start over, because that's where the history comes in. You started out as this and you changed to that. It has to be made public. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I know this is probably a lot of information, but yeah, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday morning. Go ahead and get you some good old information before Memorial Day, because I know come tomorrow, everybody gonna be barbecuing, or even today, it's people looking for Sunday fun day. And I'm just saying, before you get started on your Sunday fun day and you're barbecuing and you're laughing and you're drinking and all that good stuff, go tell somebody about this class. I'm just saying. Thank you, Mike, that means a lot. When do I sign up for Stripe? Tuesday. You guys, when all those EIN numbers come in? Well, not all of them. You know, we have to do one at a time. And they close Monday, so we can't get anything on Monday. So we got one Friday, we got to get one Tuesday, Wednesday. So realistically speaking, all EINs Thursday. We can only get one EIN per person. And 16 people. Go tell everybody and your mama. Y'all might want to go ahead and listen to that dude. Go take that long class. The Memorial Day sale ends Tuesday at Beans. It's going to be back at the regular price, $997. If you type in the discount code Memorial Day, $499. When Stripe sent me I'm just being honest with y'all. Yep, yes. Because you can set them all up at the same time, right? But when Stripe sent this, it's like I couldn't, it was almost like it was right on time, because I couldn't wait, to drop this information on people. Now when somebody says, man, if I go get a business loan, I gotta use my personal credit score. Now you can tell them that that's not an accurate statement, because you read it for yourself. You see it for yourself. That was for me, I was so appreciative of them putting that on the site. Applying for a loan does not require a personal credit check. Does Stripe have a time limit to accept a loan? 30 days. Great question. 30 days. And it says it right. Your offer is available for 30 days. After that point, your business is automatically reevaluated to see if you're eligible for additional offer. If you're seeking financing at a later time, check the capital tab, etc., etc. Now, here's the crazy part. You ready? You know what I didn't tell you? I guess it's just so bony. You know what I didn't tell nobody? All right, let y'all read it. With additional information, Stripe could increase your offer and potentially reduce the fee. Most businesses get decisions in under 2 minutes. With additional information, or what information are they talking about? See, now I can be greedy. I sure can. I can go give them more bank accounts. I sure can. That says Mac Enterprise Incorporated. I absolutely can. You know what else I can give them? Hold on. Don't go nowhere. I'm about to tell you a little secret. Coach Keith, Nugget, I'm warning you in advance. Let me tell you a little secret. So people have heard me say, I don't do payment plans no more because people have did me dirty. And the reason why I don't do payment plans no more is because of this right here. Coach Keith, the nugget coming. Coach Keith, the nugget is coming. You have been warned. So I've shown people this reason right here. I don't deal with people in payment plans anymore because I have $119,000 of outstanding invoices. Now I want y'all to pay attention to something. Wix is, boy, when I tell you, man, God, I'm mind blown myself. I'm mind blown myself. When people see my website, they see this. But Wix is my back end that shows everything that's happening. Well, I have an outstanding invoice of $119,000 and overdue. You know what else that's called? That's called account receivables. That too is accounts receivables. See, Stripe is monitoring accounts receivables that's in their database. If I submit them my accounts receivables in my database, just this number alone, that $119,000, they can automatically give me an additional $60,000. So if I gave Stripe this information, that $90,000 loan will now be $150,000, just like that. All because you got to show that you got things. You got to show them something. All I got to do is press download. That's it. I ain't got to do nothing. Hit download, upload it, be done. $150,000. Now, one time they asked me for my Social Security number. How much extra is paid on top of the Stripe loan? There you go. Searches, great question. Here's how you know. Now you gotta understand. This is you got now. This is going now. This is called Dewayne speaking the French here. Forget the business for a second. This is called. Have you ever heard somebody go to a casino, they win, and they just stay playing at the table and they lose? This is called knowing when to move and push on out of there. If I want all of the $94,000, that's 20% of every transaction that they're going to take, because why? Every 60 days, I got to make a payment of $12,000. So they're going to take 20% of all of my transactions, because at the 60 a day, I should have had that 20% should equal up to $12,000. Let's just say that in 60 days, I only collect $10,000. They only collect $10,000 from me. Well, they're going to take the other $2,000 out of my account. Now, that's if I want the $94,000. But I look at that as that's 20%. So if I'm going to do a deal with you, do I want to give you 20% of all the money that I make? Maybe, maybe not. But if I want to, let's say I only want $10,000, because I'm not in need of it all. Now, that $10,000, now I'm looking at 2.3% per transaction. So to answer your question, whatever you want that number to be, whatever you comfortable with. It's easy to see, oh man, I got $90,000. I don't look at money like that. It's a flat fee. It's just a fixed fee. It's low interest rate. I'm gonna say that slow. It's just a flat fee per transaction. It's funny how that fluctuates. And we ain't got nothing to do. You know why? Because it's awful. They're basically saying you choose how you want this handled. You choose. Let's say if I want $6,000, 1.3% per transaction. You can't even get a bank to give you that. There's no bank in the world that's going to give you a loan with a 1.3% transaction fee. It ain't going to happen. Because we're talking about financial loans. We're not talking about loans that are built on credit. There's no credit to go off of. Ain't that something? So how much money do I want to come out of every transaction whenever somebody make a payment? Let's say I want, let's go 25,000, 5.3%. But you got to remember, I'm looking at this as two ways. Any money that, if I do take it, any number that I take, I'm only working with half, because I got to leave the other half to pay them people back using their own money. Now, if I want to expedite this and I want to, show this is happening faster, here's what I would do. I'm going to take the money. It's amazing how this works, huh? I can take the whole $94,000 if I wanted to and pay them back $50,000 in 30 days. Does that mean that they're automatically going to give me more money? It doesn't. Because why? I didn't establish a history with them. I just got the money and paid it right back. I don't give them enough data to make a decision on whether or not I can afford that loan. So if nothing else, I got to give them 3 cycles. You got to give them 3 cycles. Give them 3 cycles. See, everything comes in threes. You give them 3 cycles of payments, and now they can establish what's called a history. The low, the medium, the high. Now, once you establish the history, then you can kind of, do what you need to do. But I gotta let it play out. I gotta let this do what it do. If I'm gonna take it, I gotta let it do what it do. Oh, the data's, I can't go back and change it. Hopefully people just read the subject. We're closing for more today. That's what I get. Hopefully that answered your question. But, I know it always sounds like a scam. It always sounds like a gimmick. It always sounds too good to be true. Whenever information is presented to people that's uncommon, it's just the defense mechanisms that go up. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But how they say that? Well, you know better, you do better. So, how many people go and sign up for the class? Let's get right to it. Let me ask. How many people go and get the class? You still need more convincing? I'm not here to convince you. Hey, yeah. Remember, you're going to get the class. J. Monique, come through. Oh, my God. That's a shirt right there. Oh, that's a shirt. That is a shirt. Oh, yeah. Make sure that you use the discount code Memorial Day. You can get it for $4.99. Oh, Jay Monique. Oh my God. The scam is not knowing this information. That is the scam. Yeah. God damn, Jay Monique. Can I steal that? If you don't mind, Jay Monique. Can I use that in some way? If you don't mind. Damn. Shit. Well, I'm gonna make that a post. I swear on my life I will. The scam is not knowing the information. God damn. So yeah. So for Memorial Day, I'm running a special. Use the discount code Memorial Day. That way, you gotta look at the value of it, right? The regular price of everything in there was $50.99. For limited time only, I'm doing it at $997. I'm taking an additional $498 off. $499. Use the discount code Memorial Day. Make sure y'all tell everybody about it. Cause I'm not. It's gone back where it is. These people laughing at us. They're all doing it. And sometimes we think they're smart. I'm trying to tell you. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how that works. And it's unfortunate, but I didn't mind. Look, I'm always an open book. Y'all know that, right? I'll show people anything. I don't care. But I wanted to show people this so that way they can see for themselves. Like, hey, there is a way where I don't have to use my social security number. There is a way. But if you're not willing to go back and change the beginning, then you're doing yourself a disservice. That's all I got, Joe. That's it. I didn't want to stay on here all day. I'm not going to stay on here all day. I just wanted to come while I had an opportunity before people got started with their Memorial Day shenanigans. It is what it is. I just wanted to show people that there's a Rich Ray. What's happening? I guess maybe I came on here early. People maybe just waking up. Sadly, Rich Ray. So, any questions? Ask me as it relates to this. Let's try to wrap up. My team has been getting on me, making sure that I stay on task, on subject. Don't jump all over the place. Anything related to this question right here. Thank you, Yaya. I appreciate that. My job is to teach people. So with that strategy, I guess I need to use QuickBooks. No, so here's the thing, Michael. Very good question, Michael. It has nothing to do with QuickBooks. QuickBooks serves a different purpose. This has everything to do with, let me see how can I explain this. Okay, not a problem. And you know what? This is going to go in line with Michael's question, Coach Keith. So Michael and Coach Keith, here we go. All right. So let me go to the home. Okay. So all right, let's go ahead. Stripe. Stripe is, okay, when you went to, okay, sometimes people can make payments using PayPal. Well, PayPal is nothing more than payment processing, right? It's just payment processing. When someone makes a Square, all of these different things, these are just payment processing companies. Stripe is one of the, when it comes to companies, I would say Stripe is one of the better ones when it comes to dealing with volume, like large volumes of money. And I say large volumes of money, but they can handle different variations of stuff like that. And these are the companies that they partner with. Pay attention. Look at the companies. Let me see if the light bulb goes off for somebody. I'm gonna just leave that off. I'm gonna just park that right there for just a second. So when you want to be the best, you have to use companies that the best use, right? Directly. So it integrates with all of your business, and it lets people pay a payment. So what they do is, based on the volume of money that you have coming in, what they will do is, after a 6-month period, or the case is, what they're going to say is, hey, based on the money that you're having coming through our system, right, we're going to go ahead and approve you for a particular loan. This has nothing to do with me sending an invoice through QuickBooks. Like, QuickBooks is another system. This is just how the system that kind of takes the money from somebody's bank and brings it to your bank. That's it. And they monitor how much money you come in on a daily basis, whatever the case is, right? Just use it as an example, right? And nope, that's people's information. So what happens is when you go here, you view the offer. And then Stripe says, hey, based on whatever we see, etc., we can go ahead and get you some money. Now, how does this work when it comes to the $1,000 scenario? And Michael, this kind of goes back to you. QuickBooks allows us to keep up with transactions that come from our bank, because you connect QuickBooks to your bank account. How the money goes from one account to the other account, you can use QuickBooks, you can use whoever you want, but the payment processing company is what matters in this scenario. So I'm going to take $1,000 of cash and I'm going to go deposit it into my operating company. So the operating company is showing at the $1,000 deposit in cash. That's going to show up on the bank statement as $1,000 cash deposit. Well, I need for the operating company to pay the corporate office, the parent company, $1,000. So how am I going to get the $1,000 to the parent company? Well, one way I can do that is I can do ACH transfers from bank to bank. So meaning I got a Chase account for one business, I got a Chase account for another business. I'm going to just do an ACH transaction between the two accounts. Number one, on the bank statement, it's going to say this company paid, they had an electronic withdrawal made to this company. The other company that received the money will show that it had a deposit from that company. So on the bank statement, it shows business to business transactions. When I have my QuickBooks connected to my bank account, QuickBooks is going to show business to business transactions. But that doesn't satisfy Stripe, because if I do an ACH transaction between the two companies, there's no payment processing system because I'm just doing bank to bank ACH, deposit, etc. But if I use Stripe or I use Wix to send an invoice to that company, and the invoice is paid, when you pay the invoice, you need a system that's going to allow the invoice to receive the payment and deposit the money where it needs to go. Stripe is that system. So when the invoice goes through each other, yes, your bank account will still be connected to QuickBooks and all of that good stuff. You're just changing the method of payment. So instead of me doing ACH, I changed the method of payment to pay with debit or credit card. Now that I paid with debit or credit card, I'm still satisfying everything in the whole. Number one, I'm satisfying that my bank statement is going to show business to business transaction. Number two, I'm letting my QuickBooks see that I have accounts receivables, because your QuickBooks is where the accounts receivable is going to be on the balance sheet, because that's the reporting. Stripe doesn't report, doesn't give you a profit and loss statement. Stripe doesn't give you a balance sheet. That's what QuickBooks does. So you need all three working together to create the one. Stripe lends and creates its own paper trail, uses the paper trail to lend more money. So what Stripe says is this. Great, that's a great way to say it. And now, and Coach T, you can probably come up with, how you come up with your phrases. What Stripe does, it says, hey, today you had $1,000 come in and out. Tomorrow, another $2,000. The next day, another $2,000. Stripe just monitors this. Right here. Right. Let me just go ahead. So what Stripe does is gross volume, successful payments. Let's go with, I don't know, just using a date, right? Stripe basically does, they just keep a running tab of all the money that comes in on a day-to-day basis, whatever the case is. So Stripe is they're just basically collecting the data for all the payments that come into your account. And what they do is they take all of that data that you have, all of those transactions, come in, come out, refunded, don't refund, dispute, non-dispute. They just take everything and they say, based on the volume of money that comes in, Stripe say, hey, because we see that you have money coming in on a day-to-day basis, which is going to essentially be reported on the accounts receivables line, we can now see that based on that, because again, read this part of it, because this is going to be good. This is a very good question. It's actually a very good question. And this is probably why I love kind of teaching this stuff. Let me go here. Yep, right here. All right. We determine the eligibility using a combination of factors, including overall processing volume in history. Processing volume in history, right? So if I click this, here we go. This is it. There it is, right there. This is good. Thank you for asking that question. Minimum eligibility requirements to be based in the U.S., have processed payments in Stripe for 6 months or more, have a processing volume of $5,000 minimum per year. Stop right there. Have a processing volume of $5,000 minimum per year. So it doesn't mean that you have to be a millionaire to make this work. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't require people to be these filthy Fortune 500 companies to make this work and start leveraging. Sometimes people just want to go for the $1 million the first time, when sometimes it might only pay for you to go try to get a $5,000 loan with them to establish the history, because no matter what loan you get with them, they still report message. This shows you that it doesn't, man. Okay, hold on. Additional factors we consider. In addition to the minimum requirements, our underwriting model evaluates many other characteristics of your business to determine eligibility. A growing business. How much you process through Stripe influences the size of your financing. Businesses with positive growth trajectories are more likely to be eligible for the offer. So how does Stripe know that you're growing? Just keep transactions coming in. That's it. Set it up yourself. A steady processing record, a consistent, steady processing record with limited periods of low or zero volumes. So some people would be like, well, let me go ahead and process it for 30 days, but then I don't have no more money coming in. Who said you don't have to have no more money coming in? You let your businesses invoice one another, so you can check that box just by, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's good. A large customer base, businesses with more customers are more likely to be eligible. So if you want more customers, obviously I would tell you to grow your business, sure. Have real transactions going through with clients, sure. But if you want to grow your customers, what do? Open more companies. That's your customers. You see what I'm saying? A low dispute rate. Businesses with low rates of unresolved chargebacks are more likely to qualify. So what that means, I'm sure you're not going to dispute a charge against yourself. Is it making sense? Like, is it all becoming clearer? How you can collect payments, accept online payments, create a subscription, receive payout. Like, it's just, how often do I go live? Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I wanted to come on here and just kind of give people really, because everybody mama tell you how to get this and how to get that. I typically go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I want to come today to show people that you can go get a business loan without having to use your social. In addition to that, because I know that I'm running a Memorial Day sale on this class, I definitely want to come on before tomorrow, because everybody's going to be in the holiday festivities. So I'm letting people know that if you use the discount code Memorial Day, you can get this class for $499, right? So selfishly, whatever word we want to use for it, I wanted to come before people got really started on their day-to-day. I want to come on before tomorrow, because the price is going back to its normal price on Tuesday. So I didn't want people to miss out on this information. And I felt the best way that I can deliver this information is by showing people verbatim. Showing people with their own eyes. This isn't made up. This isn't clickbait. This is, you see me logging in, you see for yourself, and that's it. So, any other questions? Coach Keith, that was actually a good question, Coach Keith. Thank you for that. There it is. Couldn't have said it any better. Know the rules to the game. Set your company up according to the rules of the game. go get funding according to the rules of the game. Okay, I'm taking a sidebar, love doctor. It's in the same lane, love doctor, but it's just a sidebar note. It's a sidebar. This is why I teach people, if you want to go get an American Express card and not have to use your social, just check the box of all the requirements. Set your company up this way. You see what I'm saying? So if you running a business and somebody tell you that you don't need a website, they obviously don't know what it means to go get an American Express corporate card. That should tell you right there. So why would you listen to somebody that tells you that you don't need a website? So whatever, party rented to show you how great they doing and all the money that they have, they don't know nothing about when it comes to corporate credit, because according to American Express, the only way you can get a corporate card is to have a website. You got to have a 700 credit score to get a credit card from American Express. That's a lie. Because when they ask for authorized officers' information, they only ask for the first name, last name, and date of birth. They don't even ask for the social. So somebody telling you that you need to have perfect credit to go get a loan, you got to have perfect credit to get a credit card for your business, they don't know. That should be the clear indicator right there. They don't know everything. I always tell y'all, stop following people that ain't never been where you're trying to go. Everybody's goal is not to drive a Ferrari, I can tell you. I don't want one. Won't ever have one. Don't desire one. Don't even like it. It ain't my thing. Does that mean that I can't go buy one? I didn't say that. I just don't like the damn car. I'm not taking nothing away from it. It's just a thing. And then I'm that guy to go study the history of how all of these, these things started. And if y'all really go watch the true stories of how some of these people started, all of the things that we see as success, none of that shit was built for people that look like me. Excuse my French. If you really go back and study the history of it, you'll realize ain't none of that stuff was created for you. That's it. Hey, Robbie. How you doing? So who wants to ask the real question? Dewayne, are you going to take the loan? Anybody want? I know it's probably burning somebody up and they want to just know. Is he going to take it? Is he going to have $9,000 tomorrow? The answer to that question is, I haven't decided, because I'm going through all these different strategies in my head on what makes sense. There's a part of me, why wouldn't you, if you have gone back to the bank? Well, no, Coach Key, here's what I'm trying to do. Okay, there's a lot going on. Now, let me just say there's a lot going on. There's a couple of things that I'm considering. So let's just say that I did this one, right? I thought about taking the $45,000 and going down. So instead of doing the $1,000 scenario, I thought about doing it $45,000 at a time. Then that would put me at $180,000 a month transactions, and $180,000 a month times 12. That would put me at $2.1 million accounts receivables. Now, here is the catch. I know me. If I put the 2.1 on the accounts receivables line, then that means, which is cool, I don't have a problem with doing that. Right now, I am going through a strategy, going through my holding company versus McIntyre Consulting. And the only reason why I'm saying it is because, that whole franchise tax thing is a thing, right? So I'm just torn. So am I going to take something? I probably will. What I take, I'm unsure. So yes, I'm going to take something. I just don't know what and how I'm going to play the strategy. Because let me see, how can I say this? There's a number of different reasons why I should take the 494. What I don't want to happen is there's a thing called over leveraging. I don't want to over leverage, because why? Look at the difference real quick. Watch the number that takes this to 10% to transaction. Catch this number. So I'm going to go to 10%. All right. 47,200, 10%. Good morning, Shanice. So if I take this and I stick with the 10%, here's what you have to understand. Let's just take the Masterclass, for example. Because I started the affiliate link, right? I'm already giving 25% to affiliates if they sell the Masterclass. Now that goes from 25% to 35%, if that makes any sense, right? At all costs, still have to operate, still have payroll. So I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because what I did do, Coach Keith, and just so that way you know, Mac Enterprise Consulting and Mac Enterprise Tax Services has been funding, well, now I would say 95% of Magnolia Screens, the wedding venue, has been funded by Mac Enterprise. I have now started the journey of separating that, where Magnolia Screens has to start to fend for itself with the help of it. So I'm playing with reality, although I'm giving them 8 months. I have to look at the total 8 months I just have to look at, I'm not an impulsive guy when it comes to money. I got to look at all scenarios. I have to look at the best case scenario, worst case scenario, the likelihood. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a number of things that I have to consider, which is not now. I will say this. Look at it this way, Coach T. With the Masterclass actually being $997, if I went with the whole, it makes sense to do this. I'm just using the Masterclass for an example. If I'm selling higher price tickets, I just have to decide which price points I'm going to be focused on. Am I going to focus on trying to get people to get in the door for $499? Or I'm going to just say, screw the people who don't have money. I'm only going to be going back to focusing on my higher ticket items. It just is what it is, man. It's just Dewayne saying, I got to just play all scenarios. I got to write them down, think about it, look at it, strand it. I have to plan. Good morning, Shanice. Shanice, how you doing, Shanice? Shanice, you just coming in, and I'm showing people how they can go get a loan without having to use their social security number. Shanice, okay. Are you still here, Shanice? If you're here, say yes. I'm using you as an example, partially. Maybe she got up. So, you know how sometimes we're telling people that, how many of you ever heard of Stan Store? If you heard of Stan Store, say yes. There's a lot of people that are selling products, and they're using Stan Store. Here's what Stan Store will never do. Stan Store will never give you information like this, because that's not a credit card processing company. So you will have volumes going through them, but there's no benefit of going through them. You always want to use something, or you want to deal with, that's why I'm always just telling people, I'm never going to send somebody to a third party, and you send them through me. Because if I send them through me, now I hold all the costs and I can control it. Light bulb is going to go off for somebody in a second. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the other platforms, but I'm not going to have nobody go, look, that's why if you want to make a purchase, if you want to do anything, I'm going to send you where? Mac Enterprise Consulting. Because on the back end of you going through my computer, through my database, I can put myself in position to actually capitalize on the systems that I have in place. Does that make sense? Hope so. Anyway, come on. I'll give y'all, what time is it? 9:43. I'll give y'all a good 20 more minutes and I'm going for the day. You need my services? Ellis Wright, I can help you. If you really want my services, Ellis Wright, here's what I would advise you to do. I would advise you to start with taking the class. It's a 6 courses, 9 hours. Take the class, and I guarantee you, when we do have a conversation, it's going to be how to grow and scale versus the understanding. That would be my advice. And I wouldn't steer you wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you want to purchase the Legacy Builder and you want me to set up all of these companies for you, I can and I will. And, I have no problem with doing it for you. I'm just saying that I do think that you would benefit by taking the class, because it's rich. It's just rich with information that I think will put you in a better position. Honestly, yeah, that's right. I really believe that. All right. Any other questions? Can I explain the importance of each of the companies in the building? You talking about this? Oh, the Legacy Builder. Okay, great. So the operating company is the company that you operate. So this is what you do on a day-to-day basis. Yes, thank you, Coach Keith. The operating company is what you would do on a day-to-day basis. It operates. The parent company would be seen as your corporate office, but again, it's an entity that allows you to use as leverage. The real estate investment trust is like your property management company, your landlord. And that allows you to tap into commercial real estate, all because you have that set up, right? And then your holding company holds all of your assets. The nonprofit is set up so that way you can donate to charity. Instead of writing everything off, you would just donate to charity. The ones that, you would be the one running the charity. And then you would let your trust hold your own holding company. A lot of times people say, go get a trust. And while I'm all for, asset protection and, leaving stuff in your family, Whenever you open an irrevocable trust, you can't make any changes to it. And if you go open an irrevocable trust, what happens when you try to acquire more assets and things of that nature? So you open the holding company in a state like a Wyoming, that's a closed state that gives you a lot of tax advantages and tax shelter. You let the holding company own all of your assets. You can get assets, remove assets because it's a holding company. Then you let your irrevocable trust own your holding company. And that is how you create the legacy. That's how you do it. Yeah, so the sooner that you get all the companies open and you get all the EINs, you can go into the bank to get your bank accounts open. Once you get your bank accounts open, you can go open your Stripe accounts. Once you get your Stripe accounts, you can start. That's when your 6 months will start. And you just build, and then your life will change. So, in case y'all didn't catch it, I can show you how to go get the money. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. I know, let me not say that because that's going to come out wrong. I can show you how to go get the money in less than a year. How much money you want is up to you. But that's it. And the great thing is, and again, and I need y'all, everybody type this for me. Let me see you paying attention. Everybody type no personal credit. We're going to go ahead and get some engagement in here today for the next few minutes. Everybody type no personal credit. Thank you, J. Monique. Thank you, Keisha. Hey, Keisha. What's up, Keisha? Come on, it's John. Everybody type no personal credit. Yes, Mike. Well, convert it to a corporation. But yes. Come on, everybody. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Go ahead and type no personal credit. There's 21 people. Set up a call. You go to my website. Thank you. You take consultations. And that's where you can schedule your consultations. Yeah. And hold on live. What was it? What do you go over in the 2 classes per month? We go over all kinds of stuff. How to set your business up with automation. How SEO is affecting you or not affecting you. Teaching you SEO. We talk about infinite banking. We talk about what is a trust. We talk about any and everything. I guess everybody else just hanging in there. All right, few you. There's some people that don't want to participate. It's all good. No issues. But anyway, that's how you get on. But yes, no personal credit. And the reason why I want you to know that is the goal, your business should not, under any circumstances, I don't care who you are, I don't care how long you've been doing business, your business should never have to rely on your personal credit. And I don't care what nobody else tells you. Because if you think your business is separate, then I want you to use common sense. If I ask you, is your business separate from you, and you say yes, then you telling me that you got to have good credit to build business credit, that's a contradiction all in itself. Because if your business is separate, it has nothing to do with you. Shanice, don't get out of this live. I want to show you something. This is for you. Shanice, are you back? If you're back, I need your attention for 3 minutes. Shanice, don't go nowhere. We had a conversation yesterday. All right. Take what you're doing. I know you went open the bank accounts and you're getting all of that, right? Whenever you go and we get you get the bank account open, you're going to go open a Stripe account, Shanice. Stripe. You're going to go open a Stripe account because why? I'm about to show you something. We had a conversation yesterday. Will applying for a loan through Stripe affect my credit? Applying for a loan does not require a personal credit check and won't affect your personal credit score. Whenever you apply for a Stripe account, Stripe watches all of your payments for 6 months. Then, Dana, good morning. Whenever you open a Stripe account, Stripe will open an account. You're going to have all of your credit card payments, all of your processing payments go through Stripe. Go through Stripe. I'm going to say it again. Go through Stripe. Because they're going to monitor all of your transactions for 6 months and the history. They're going to tell you that whenever you apply for a loan, it does not require a personal credit check and it won't affect your personal credit score. And they're going to report to the Small Business Financial Exchange. And when that happens, they're going to do you what they did me. You are pre-qualified for a loan. No personal credit at all. How much of a loan? They pre-qualified Mac Enterprise for $94,000. Now, how does that work? Every bank wants you to make a payment every 30 days. Stripe, every 60 days. Every 60 days, they're going to say, they're going to take, if I want $94,000, they're going to take 20% of every transaction that ever comes in. So if somebody make $100, they're going to take $20 until that $20 adds up to $12,000 in a 60-day period. If it does not add up to $12,000, they're going to take the difference from my bank account. But again, remember, that's every 60 days they would take money out of your account. But if you don't want them to take 20% of every transaction, let's say you only want $20,000, a little over 4%. And then in 60 days, every transaction that you make, after they take their 4%, that 4% should add up to $2,600. If it doesn't add up to $2,600, they're going to take it out of your bank account. But still, you control the narrative. You can go get money from a credit card processing company. You don't have to use your personal credit score. It's going to report to your business credit. And all you did was set up your companies the right way. Because here's the crazy part. The reason why they're not asking me for personal credit is because it says Mac Enterprise Incorporated. Why? Because I had to give them my EIN number. And I've already showed y'all that. Whenever you have an LLC, your name is on it. Whenever you have a corporation, your name is not. So when I set up this processing through Stripe, it asks me right there, applying for a loan does not require a personal credit check and won't affect your personal credit score. So I don't care who you are, whatever the case is. When you understand how to set up a business the right way, what credit card processing companies use the right way, you can put yourself in position to go get up to $94,000 if you want to. Follow me? We all there? Any questions? That part. Exactly. Most banks want you to have an 800 credit. Like, none of that matters. We just have to make sure that we put you in the right position. Anybody needs Cam. All good. Thank you, Michael. So when people say, well, what's the benefit of having a corporation? How many benefits you want me to give you? This is your proof in the pudding. So nobody got to tell you anything else. You've seen it. You've read it. I've shown you. You got it right there. Right there. And I have to say this because it's just in me to just get it off my chest. If somebody is trying to teach you how to go get something and they can't show you how to get it done, literally, and show you that it's been done for them, I leave it at that. I ain't showing y'all nobody else's screen. I'm showing y'all mine. This is real life, real life. And ain't no bank gonna let you make a payment every 60 days. Yeah, that's true, Jay. They tell you click the link in the bio to learn more. Well, I'm telling you to go buy the class, but let me tell you why I'm telling you to go get the class. Because I'm showing you what, as a result of following the directions, this is what can happen. If you just follow direction, yeah. A special privilege to be called a corporation. That call. I think this part is right here is great. I'll write a blog on this. Once I get, I'm putting together, I did like a little small 10-minute video yesterday. Did you talk about how to handle processing fees for monthly transactions? No, I didn't. But in what regards, Michael, if you don't mind me asking? Like how much do they charge for processing fees? And so, and let me go ahead and help educate people on credit card processing fees. You know, there are a lot of times people be like, man, I don't want to pay no credit card processing fees. See, what you're doing is you're all because people run away from having to pay anything, I tell you. All because you don't want to have to pay a credit card processing fee. But if you're having people pay you cash, what you do is you don't give this database enough information to make a decision. You don't understand how not taking credit card processing fees, or not paying them rather, how you literally take yourself out of being eligible to go and get money. Yeah, they're all around 3%, man. You know, that strike is at 2.9. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, realistically speaking, they can't charge over a certain amount. You know what I mean? It's just, but the point that I'm making is, you know, there are so many people that be like, man, if you don't mind, you can pay me cash. I don't have to, I don't have to report that money. I don't have to do, like, you don't even understand how much you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. You're just looking at the quick dollar, and I'm like, man, to hell with the quick dollar. Take that credit card processing fee. Fine, it is. It's called the cost of doing business. The cost of doing business. It is what it is. Thank you, Keisha. And when you do business with Stripe long enough, let me show you something. Let me show you something. God, probably gone way too deep, but hold on. I'm gonna show you. Here's what else they let you do. Payout funds, right? They let you take automatic payments. There's no available funds you can create there when you give a positive balance, whatever the case is. Let's see balances. I see what happens. Okay. So yesterday I issued a refund to someone, and that's why it's showing that. But let's just say that that wasn't there. I'm using that as an example. Then there's money held in reserve because people dispute a charge or the case. And that's just the nature of people just dealing with certain things. You know what I mean? What they did was they held $4,000 in reserve. But because I gave this person a refund yesterday, it went that way, right? Well, realistically speaking, if I take $1,800 and I actually let it come out of my account versus my reserve, then that'll kind of like balance itself out. But what happens is, what they'll do is they'll let you, see what it says? They'll let you pay out up to $10,000 instantly. So whenever you start dealing with Stripe, it'll go from like $1,000 instantly, $2,500, $5,000, $8,000, and $10,000 is the max. The reason why $10,000 is the max instantly they can pay out, then they connect it back for you. And you can't even pay out $10,000 because anytime that you go over $10,000, it's the same thing like going into a bank and depositing $10,000 cash. They have to report that. So what Stripe did was saying, I'm going to remove the need to report anything. So if I ever wanted to take out up to $10,000, they're only going to let me take out $9,999. So that way they don't have to become the middleman of filling out the form to report that they gave me $10,000 instantly in cash. But any bank that pays out, and this is learning for you all, any credit card company or anything that pays out money instantly, they will never let you go over $10,000 at one time because you have to report that through the bank. So the spider web of dots that connect people, it's unreal. All right, Dan. Hey, Dan, you set up a conflict for tomorrow morning? All right, cool, not a problem. No, not tomorrow morning. Monday morning. Tuesday morning. We're closed tomorrow. And I'm sure it wouldn't have let you do it on a Monday anyway. So Tuesday, I got you. You thought today was Monday? This must be the reason we see so many $1 million and $1 billion companies. Okay. Shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Coach P. Shit, as much as you can. Everything ran through that C-Corp. Everything ran through that C-Corp. Absolutely, 100%. Starting June 1st, their instant payout goes from 1% to 1.5%. Now, some people be like, man, that's just a half a point. Well, imagine how much money going through Stripe. Stripe making money all kind of ways. Oh, yeah. Just go to the business startup on the services coach. You go to services, do a business startup. And if you do it, I'll go ahead and get hers done Tuesday. I'll personally, I can knock out hers Tuesday myself. I would have her do it in Wyoming. Well, hold on. Let me back up. Her summer job, no. So let me show you why. I just thought about something. Whenever she gets her summer job, they're going to make her fill out a W-9 form. And the W-9 form is whether or not the summer job is hiring her or hiring a company. The summer job may not be hiring the company. So the summer job probably will only be able to hire her. So what's going to end up happening, in my opinion, you would have to do this in two ways. And this is how you can circumvent that. Number one, I would advise you to potentially open her up two companies. Why? Because number one, let her receive the money as a check, but all of her money, she can say that she's donating all of her money to charity. let her donate all of her money to her charity, and let her charity hire her C-Corp. Now, it would just be, you know what I'm saying. They're probably going to only pay her. They're probably not going to do business with they're probably not going to, summer job is not going to agree to probably pay her company. So what you would do is, I would advise you to she would have to do it in two. There's no way around it. She would have to do it in two. Because an individual can donate all of their money to the charitable cause. So she can take her entire summer check and donate it to charity. How does she get it out of the charity? Her charity has to hire a company to set her up. I didn't see any question above, Shanice. Let me go back and look. My bad. Shanice. You didn't ask me a question, Shanice. It didn't come through. It must have been filtered out. So do me a favor, Shanice, real quick. Shoot me your question via text. Real quick. What's up, Cypher? But she will already have taken the hit. I mean, from a tax perspective, she can't get around it. She can't. But if she just opens the C-Corp, even when she gets her paycheck, she can invest as a shareholder. Instead of going the nonprofit route, she can just invest that money into the company. But she can't, it's not as straightforward. It's going to have to be like a thing. It can be done. It's just paperwork. Shanice, what would you like to do or see? Myself, I want to open a bank. Which process, Keisha? Which process? That's the start, Cypher. Good job, man. Good job. The summer job thing. So typically summer jobs won't hire companies. Summer jobs are hired people. But if you hire the person, then the person can take all of their salary and donate it to the charity. And then the charity can hire a consultant firm, your company. There are some quote-unquote black-owned banks, but it wouldn't be for that perspective, Jay. Next year I am don't use my VA loan. Is there a strategy I can use with two corps? In what regards, Michael? Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, we can set it up like that, Shanice. I just saw that message, yes. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay, I'm out to do that. Fine. One second, Joe. 1 second. Let me see something. Yeah, I never made one with Jones. Yes, sure will. Sure will. All right, let's see something. Yes. Text. Yeah. I can't tell you the last time I actually walked into a bank. I didn't even walk into a bank to open this account. Whenever you have a corporation, you have to understand things are just done differently, yo. I didn't even walk into the bank to open this account. And yet I can make all my money transactions right there. Still don't even walk into a bank. Corporation's a person. Y'all learn one thing. So when I hear people talking about, man, I'm going to the bank for what? I only go to the bank for one thing, and that is to go withdraw cash if I need it. I don't go to Vegas. Yes. It sounds good. All right. How many people going to buy the class? Okay, if you're not going to get the class, how many people, go ahead and ask your question, Cypher. If you're not going to get the class, how many people going to at least tell somebody about the class? Can I review? Yeah, show me around. Look at it. I'm only going to look at it if you we're going to do a trade-off. Email, Keisha. We're going to do a trade-off, Cypher. I'll read your business plan and give you feedback free. You just got to go tell 5 people about the class. Is that trade-off? Nah, this is the honor system. I wouldn't know if you told the people. Like, I wouldn't know. But I'm asking you to be, man. You feel me? Okay. A millionaire told me a property structure 50K business is better than all here all day long. Right alone. Yeah. Any other questions? I'm going to go ahead and mention I've been on here 2 hours and I've been on 3 hours. I'm about to get on out of here. Can somebody pin? How do I pin? Can I have a moderator pin Cypher's comment, please, if y'all don't mind? Please. Thank you, Shanice. Thank y'all. Look at Cypher's comment. The class is cheaper than LegalZoom. LegalZoom don't teach you this stuff. All right. Good looking, Cypher, I'm telling you. Yeah. All right, man. I'm going to let y'all have it. I want everybody to, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy your family and all that good stuff. Again, the Memorial Day sale is ending Tuesday, so if people don't get this thing before Tuesday, I don't know what's going to happen. But you have now seen how you can get a loan and not have to use your Social Security number. I've proven it to you all. So I'll be posting a YouTube video later today about this. So make sure that you all, like, share, and comment on YouTube, all that good stuff. And we go from there. Oh, I got news to tell y'all. YouTube. Finally, y'all. Look what happened. Y'all. Look what happened the other day. So the other day, welcome to the YouTube Partner Program. You have been accepted. So basically, YouTube has accepted me to start monetizing my YouTube channel on yesterday. I just got the notification. 2 days ago, rather. Congratulations, you have been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. You can now monetize your channel and contact support. You waited, y'all. So now you know. They better come on. They better come on. Alright. Sometimes you gotta show people. It's official. So that was actually good news to see. It was good news to see. So I'll be spending some time learning about the monetization of YouTube and all that good stuff. Yes, I need a bunch of commercials, really commercials. I'm trying to tell you. And I've now reached 242,000 subscribers. I just got to turn that into revenue. Where I was a day, now, let me say it, now, y'all know Dewayne. Thanks, saying that me, there's so many people that's saying things, right? And, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes people need to see these things. So now what happens, right? Now, let me show y'all the message. Now, I want y'all to see who can really see the value in what this is. I want y'all to see who can see the value in this real quickly. Now, imagine I shift strategy just for a second to say, hey, you have a business, I'll charge you $500 and I'll go ahead and post your information. And there you go, 242,000 people can see it on YouTube, and we can come up with a prize. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different ways if people just get out of their own way. Like, there are so many things that can be done. There's just so many ways where, like, now, you just put yourself in a position to get in front of another 240,000 people with your product or your service. Anyway, I know that people hear money, they cringe, but I'm just saying, like, think about that for a second. What do we chase? Let's see who catch with this. The exact statement was simply, what do we chase? We do not chase money. We chase leverage. And that's my time. Remember, we got the Masterclass going on. I don't know what else to say. Y'all have a great day. Make sure y'all tell people about this class. See y'all later.